This one, we got video on this one, y'all. See? Hit you live and direct. You guys didn't even know you'd be in for a treat this evening. But guess what? You're in for a treat. And yes, that is a picture of the life in Florida, man. What can I say? I don't live on the beach, but I live close to it. And I try to get out there at least once a month. Most Floridians might not tell you that, but a lot of us are busy with a lot of stuff. Even if we live to the near the coast, we might only get out there a couple times a year, which is crazy. So I try to make it a priority to go at least once a month, go touch the water, see the waves. When it's cold, it's understandable if you go a couple months and not get out there. But, we've been blessed out here in Florida. And the title of this video is the Raver slash Rager, man. I realize, like, to articulate like my lifestyle in words, I really have a serious hobby of raving and raging to music, without alcohol. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I used to rage and rave to music with alcohol in my system back in the 2010s. You know what I mean? But I don't do that anymore. And it's been 3 years sober from alcohol, and I just vibe out to my herb, my marijuana, and I listen to my songs. And I realize, like, I've never articulated like what I like to do. So I like to categorize myself as a raver slash rager, because when you use those words, it helps people understand you. And I'm learning how to freaking make myself understood and how to express myself. So that's what the Try Benjamin podcast has accomplished, is how to express yourself. And that's why I encourage people. If you see these videos, you're inspired by me, whether it's how I talk, my list, my style, the things I talk about, take that fuel to your fire and ignite your own creative, pattern, juices, start something, start speaking out, especially to my guys out there, all my guys. I do this podcast for us. Tribe of Benjamin is leading the way in free speech and free thought, and really showing people in America how you can exercise your freedom of speech safely and appropriately, but still be aggressive and still be real as fuck and real raw honest. So that's what I do, and that's what I'm good at. I'm a preacher. I'm a speaker. I can get down and use my etiquette and be all proper if I need to, but the whole point is, why conform to that system when the system can conform to Christ, to Jesus Christ, and the expression through the tribe of Benjamin mentioned in the Bible, and the expression through Benjamin Martin Smith himself, the American citizen who built this platform called the Tribe of Benjamin podcast. Thanks to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias. I think I made a TikTok. All the places I was able to put my Tribe of Benjamin podcast hashtag TBP, whether people know what it means or not. TBP has always been Tribe of Benjamin podcast. TB is Tribe of Benjamin. It wasn't just about the Tampa Bay hat. I was repping Tribe of Benjamin when I was rocking the Tampa Bay hat. Knowingly and unknowingly. You can go back to 2010 when I was dating Taylor Hayes, and I had a picture of me with the TB hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've lived a lot of lives in this world within 33 years, and I'm just talking about basically my 20s. A lot of my content and a lot of my expression is like pulling files out of everything I went through in my 20s, from 20 years old to 30. And just so happens in that lifespan of mine, a pandemic happened by age 29. I was 29 when, in 2019, or I'm sorry, I was 29 in 2020. But in 2019, I was 28. So basically, it started when I was 28. And by the time I was 29, the world has never been the same. So you see the Bible, the scriptures being fulfilled. All this stuff happened in my 20s, and I made it to 29. And then, rebirth in 30, stop drinking alcohol. I'm 3 years clean. I'm 33. And I stopped drinking when I was 30. That was a good thing to do. And I thank Trey. I thank, Trey Moan, Antonio Hogan. I thank Apparat, Harunworm. I thank David Claiborne. I thank the guys for helping me get through. I thank the Harmony of Christ Church. I thank Soul Sushi Nine. Because when I was 30, I was with them a lot, and I spent my time being rehabilitated here in Florida for 3 months. And then I left, and then I came back for another 4 or 5 months. Then I came back for a week, or two, and then I came back for a month. I keep coming back, and I live here, and I've been back for 5+ months, and I can finally sit and digress on everything that's happened. But there's just too much to talk about in my 20s. So I did a lot of raving in my 20s, a lot of raging in my 20s. And I do like that song by MYD called We Found It. I feel like it talks about my life. Around the time that song came out, I was arrested on, um, because of my alcoholism. I was arrested and I was able to get bonded out, thank Jesus, and able to have the charges dropped, thank Jesus. But the point was, I was raging in 2021, and it finally came to an end when I got locked up and I had to pay the penalty of, you know, doing that, and not just doing it just because I wanted to rage. It's just a way to kind of deal with trauma and deal with loneliness and deal with, you know, I guess the pains of the world. I guess people deal with their own stuff differently. I might have did a lot of raging, eating, and drinking. Some people do a lot of smoking, which I do now, like weed, but not tobacco. But some people do a lot of smoking, tobacco, e-juices, um, vapes, whatever, gambling, overeating, having sex. There's a lot of things people do to deal with their problems, right? But we don't talk about it. And that's why it's good. I have made this platform to really get that out. If you look at my Instagram videos, the OG fans know I was talking about so much stuff last year. I don't even take the time to talk about it anymore because I'm like, I got through that. We're on to new stuff and we're kind of just giving people an overall theme of how deep the Tribe of Benjamin podcast goes and how deep Jesus Christ really goes. He just expresses himself, through his 12 tribes of Israel. He expresses himself through the Jews and Gentiles alike. He expresses himself through 2025, the times we're in right now. So I just wanted to let you guys know I've definitely been able to make it this far and be as young and healthy and vibrant as I am by being a raver. I like being outside as well. I like being in the sun, even if I'm just standing around or sitting down or at a park or hooping or skateboarding on a scooter, on a bicycle, loafing around. I like the walks in the parking lot of the grocery stores. When you leave the store, you get that sun on your skin. And that's why I'm glad to be back in Florida because we get a very, very blessed amount of time year round of sunlight, of warm weather. And it's so good to be home. People that knew me as Gay Godson, last year I would reference a lot of my things to Kanye West and his documentary and his life and his songs. But I'm going to reference one right now and I'll tell you guys the Homecoming song on Graduation. I'm coming home again. Maybe we can start again. That was Chris Martin. My middle name is Martin. And the Homecoming song had Coldplay on it. That's Coldplay. Chris Martin was a singer in Coldplay. I believe that's his name, if I'm not mistaken. But that song was, he's talking about Chicago. And the song is called Homecoming because, that's something that's done in high school or schools alike where special homecoming games. I don't know the details, but coming back home after you've been away for a while feels good. And that's what I'm experiencing being back in Rockledge, being back in Brevard County, being back in Florida, being back in Palm Bay, Melbourne, Titusville, Cocoa Beach, Cocoa, Mims. Shout out to Mims, Stewart, Port St. John, You know what I'm saying? Old Galley, Satellite Beach, Indian Harbor, Indian Atlantic, Merritt Island. It feels good to be home, baby. And people can't believe it. Like, the reactions I get out here in the simulation is like, where the fuck did this kid come from? And it's like, I was always from here. I just left for a long time, man. And when I came back, I was feeding onto people who've been here. You know, that's why I shouted out Apparat and Trey and people that really stayed longer than me. And I was feeding off of their energy and their vibe and their matrix in life, you know. I finally got a chance to come back and find my own, you know, find my own way. And it's through Jesus, you know, and I shout out and I thank, you know, brother Leonard Waif and his wife, Ann Waif, and, you know, Mr. Jean Claude and Wesnell, Bareilles, and everybody that helped me, you know, Elon Musk and Ye and, you know, Pastor David Myers, Senior and Junior, you know, like I appreciate the help that was been given to me. And that's why I'm acknowledging it right now and saying it because, you know, I didn't just come from nowhere. I didn't just fall out the sky. Like I have a real mother, you know, shout out to my mother, Karen Renee Smith. You know, I have a real father. Shout out to my father, you know, Darren Woodbury. I don't know his middle name, but you know what I'm saying? Like I came from real people in a real place. But the thing was, once I became a disciple of Jesus Christ, once I ascended to the point of no going back, it's who is my father, who is my mother? It's whoever's following Jesus in these last days, whoever is part of the Church of Philadelphia. Like it's not no more games. Like tribe of Benjamin in the Bible lost all the women of the tribe. Like we don't give a damn when it comes to survival. I love Jesus and myself more than any female on planet Earth. Okay, that's just a fact. And I don't care if I lived in a world where there was no females that existed because I'm alive in Jesus and that's what matters. Jesus will take my rib while I sleep. He'll give me a new wife. Hello, Eve 2.0, the one that doesn't fuck up. You know what I mean? So if you really believe in the Bible, you really believe everything is possible under Jesus Christ, under God, you know? So it's like, who am I to question the state of the world right now? If it's mentioned in the Bible, it's God's plan. Revelation, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Benjamin Martin Smith, like Yellow, Traymon Antonio Hogan. I just like talking about me because people have never heard me finally express myself on the internet like this. Like I had MySpace, I had Facebook, I did YouTube before in 2012, 2011. Y'all can look at my old videos, but like having my own independently run podcast with zero like influence. This is legendary, you know, and I'm creating waves, you know, across the entire planet. Earthquakes, you know, are happening because of the truth that's coming out my mouth. And I can't hold it back. I like doing this. I like giving you guys the real. And that's part of the raging and the raving is after I'm done dancing, I'm having a good time. I get on here and I have something to say to you guys. I have something to say to the planet. Something to say to people on Mars, people on Moon, under Earth, Middle Earth. Nobody talks about them and gives them a shout out. Antarctica. Come on, like I'm the one that's been talking about that. So I mean these aren't plugged in, but I like to be soundproof so I can really give you guys my voice. And I don't like being worried about outside noise. You know, so I'm gonna keep it going. I like the interview we did. I would like to do a part two, so look for that possibly next. I got to get the interview questions lined up, and I got the name of the. I'll give you guys that. The name of the guy that's going to be interviewing me is my alter ego called Martin Smith. Basically my middle name and last name, Martin Smith. So uh, he'll be the interview guy. So when you hear a guy talking about Martin Smith, now you know where it came from. So I'm creating, man, and I like the Mel Gibson Joe Rogan interview. I wanted it. I really want a part two. Y'all need to make that happen. You can make it happen. Elon can make it happen. Trump can make it. Just do it. I don't have to be involved, but I really want more truth coming out. And there's a lot that Mel didn't say, and it's really frustrating to the people. That video did a lot of views for a reason, like a lot. And we understand the Trump one should have had 100 million, but it did 55 million. That's huge. Elon did 19 million. That's huge. JD Vance, I think, did about 19 million as well, or 20. He did a lot, 17. Like, this is a lot of views. And that Mel Gibson one is like almost, what, 10 mil? This is huge. So it's like, that one just came out. And I'm watching Severance. I'm watching Severance. I'm really excited. I shouldn't say really excited because I'm really not excited about much, but it's something to look forward to, seeing season two and see if they really did better with the show or if they just go and lose me there. So the fact that I'm on episode 9 is pretty cool, of season 1. I did kind of skip through some. Maybe they were buffers, maybe they mattered, but there's some cool stuff and there's a lot of crappy stuff, but it's something to watch and I really relate to a lot of something. But I just want to let people know, like, anybody that's trying to base who I am today based on my past life, based off me calling myself Yay Godson, even though I'm still a Godson to the people, but being like all hyped on Yay for an Instagram moment, or me being in a, a relationship for 10 years, or fiddling around with different women. It doesn't matter what files you guys have on me. That's not who I am today, and none of that really mattered in the long time because look who's left. It's just me and Jesus and the angels, and it's like the chosen ones that are out here. I'm not going to sit here and keep talking about my religion and what I believe has happened already, but you guys have got those videos. So the new stuff to tell you guys is Jesus Christ is alive and well, and he exists, and his voice is loud, just like through people like me, regular people like Benjamin. And I want to say that, what was I talking about before? I don't like just staring at myself like in the camera. I just like giving you guys videos so you hear my mouth moving and see it in camera. But go watch my older videos if you're interested in the things I used to say. Go watch them. I have plenty of them up. And some of them, there's no video. You can just drive in your car, put on your headphones like these. It don't matter if they're Bluetooth or plug-in. These cost like $10 at Walmart. Get you some. Maybe 14 or 15. But like, bro, I do this for us. I do this for a reason. It's not just only for me. It is therapeutic. It is good for me. But like, I understand the impact these videos are making. So I have to keep coming with them, coming with the truth. And, Bible studies will happen. Preaching will happen, but this is really me. And I feel like people want me to talk about my body count. And I can talk about my body count, but we can actually do that next video. We can title it Body Count. And we can talk about that. Benjamin's body count. And break down just the story, not just about sex, but like the relationship I've had with women that I had sex with as a man. And not get too deep, but not go deep. So I feel like I could brush on my body count. I'll give you guys the number. It's definitely like, actually, we'll save that for the next video because I actually do want to break down body count as an American view and then maybe European, Chinese. They see that as different body count. There's probably a different word for it. So I want to get this message globally across. And I feel like it's important for people to hear me talk about my body count and stuff because y'all are waiting for me to talk about myself more and be transparent. So I'm like, okay, that's the 2011 Benjamin. But the 2025 Benjamin is like real raw, honest, like grits, gravy, meat and potatoes, like seafood buffet. Like I'm giving you guys the hard stuff you guys want, and not just trying to be all PG or PG-13, like getting really rated X, you know, NR, whatever they used to call it, and NC-17. So next video, body count. In the meantime, yeah, man, this is me, the Rager, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully, there'll be more, and there'll be better ones in the studio, and I'll have a better setup. But um, just be glad you got the video, because a lot of them I've been doing audio lately. I've been doing a lot of audio only lately. So peace out. Don't black out.